You are the universe looking out of your eyes. You are present in the present. Unless you do what? Unless you dwell on yesterday, unless you dwell on stories about why you can't do, be, and have, unless you find yourself trapped in the nonsense of limited self-definition. Total wellness is doing what? The truth of me is health. The truth of me is intelligence. It knows what to do. It knows how to do it. Every cell of my body, every fiber of my being is health in action. And anything and everything I need to fully manifest this is not only happening in my physical body I'm walking around in, it's happening in the body of my world I live in, and anything and everything I need to synchronize with to be this great health in action that is true of me is happening now, and there's nothing interfering with everything I need to do what? To lift my consciousness, lift my life, lift my health, lift my everything to a higher, healthier, happier place. By right of consciousness, it's good enough to be true. When? Now. Not sometime off in Tomorrowland. You see, when we come together with ourselves, what happens to us? We find that we are not separate or cut off from anything. Okay. Because the only thing preventing what we think we need from entering our life totally is our consciousness that it's not there. And so the universe that cannot say no to us does what? Honors that self-definition and unfolds as life in action at that level of what? Self-definition. It cannot go beyond that. See, our challenge is to do what? To most people, the world is not what it is. Do you know that? To most people, the world is not what it is what they think it is. Okay, how many been there? How many have lived in a world that everyone say, I am a self-fulfilling prophecy? You see, whatever you think the world is, the world can't act any other way than that, and you will fill everything you need to prove that your thinking is good enough to be true. And I got news for you. If you think you're a victim, you're going to fill your life full of victimizers so you can keep proving it to yourself. If you think you can't have, can't be, can't do, then you're going to fill your life with everything to justify your consciousness, because the universe doesn't give a hoot and holler about what you think about. This is why we're told to think about what we think about, because the universe does what? It presents an event based on our concept, our consciousness. And if we want to change anything, health, happiness, success, prosperity, it does not matter. The beginning of that change for the better happens where? Point to it. You ready? Here. Okay. Everyone say, my world is filled. Not with things. My world is filled with process. See? So what's going to be the process of this morning? What are you going to set in motion this morning that was not in motion before you got here this morning? What are you going to embody out of the lesson this morning that you're going to go out and be this week? Not just think about it this week, but be it this week, so that you do what? Set a new cause in motion, which does what? Produces what? A new event. Alan Watts, again, here's another quote by Alan I love. The hostile attitude of conquering nature ignores the basic interdependence of all things and events, that the world beyond the skin is actually the extension of our own bodies and will end in destroying the very environment from which we emerged and upon which our whole life depends. Why? Because everything in your life comes to go. We are involved in the only thing in the universe that will never change, and that is change itself. And we are God in action as us doing it. And as we do this and honor where we are, we know that if we want a new process to start, it doesn't start by begging something in the sky. We are not here for invocation, dear people. We are not here to invoke a deity to change its mind about us and do something for us. We are here to change our own mind as God in action so that the change of mind becomes the power of our experience and dominates the world around us that doesn't know about that. See, the great teachers have always taught, from Ouspensky back in 1900 to Thomas Trord to all of the great teachers who have come forth, Ernest Holmes, Fenwick Holmes, all of the great teachers we've ever had have all pointed out that this is, as remember Dr. Tom Johnson, how did he end every service? Say it with me. This is the beginning. Say it with me. This is the beginning. Okay, beginning of what? See, the beginning of what? Your choice. See, don't make somebody else's choice. Make your choice. Okay? Everyone say, everything I've learned up to now is wisdom. If I apply it, it's theory. If I don't. How many know people? I know people have been in religious science for years and they've never moved beyond theory. They're exactly where they were 40 years ago, and the only thing they do is have a new vocabulary. Okay. Why not use your vocabulary to describe what is true, not use your vocabulary to try to make something true? See, our great awakening is the awakening that is ours by right of consciousness if we do something about the beautiful that we are. Everyone say, I'm not the result of a process. I am the process. What kind of process are you? Everyone say, I'm a divine process. Now, your future, whatever it is. Everyone say, my future is a concept. Okay? Doesn't exist yet. It's just a concept. So think about your future and then pull back a little bit. I teach all my students to, first of all, learn how to observe yourself. And then second, how many have had classes with me? And then the next stage is to do what? Observe yourself doing what? Observing yourself. So that you do what? You begin to understand that your future is your concept. And if you want that concept to happen as experience, you need to not just think about the concept, think as the concept. Everyone say, I choose to think as health, as prosperity, as success, as unlimited concept of me in action. Now, what is unlimited concept of you? If you understand that the truth of you has no dimensions, the truth of you has no limitation, don't you know you're God? That was Jesus' question 2,000 years. Don't you know you're God? Okay. I don't know. Oh, okay. Our challenge again is to wake up and understand that there is something beautiful and wonderful and loving and happy and healthy. We need to understand very clearly that all we have to do is understand that there are rules that we can follow, and if we honor the rules and let the rules be our way, then we unfold in the right way at the right time as love in action, and there's nothing that can get in the way of it. I had a interesting experience where I will try to, I had this wonderful joke that Penny sent me that I was going to use to illustrate, and I can't find it, so I'll try to remember it off the top of my head. The guy goes into a restaurant with a Italian, Frenchman, Englishman, Welshman, Indian, Singaporean, Vietnamese, everything, Icelandic, whatever, and they're trying to get in the restaurant, and the maitre d' would not let them in because they did not have a tie. No, never mind, I won't. Penny, stop sending me jokes, will you? Everyone say the freedom to be the best of me in action happens now. I love what Dr. Holmes says on page 72 of the Science of Mind textbook. He says the first great discovery man made was that he could think. That he could think. Isn't it interesting how many people are sitting around on Sunday morning listening to somebody tell them, don't think, just believe. Don't think, just have faith. Okay, I was raised in one of those. I'd say, why? And they said, don't ask why. I said, why? They said, don't ask why. Why? Okay, and when I found religious science, I'm going to tell you, one of the first things I did was start asking why, and a minister sat me down and looked me straight in the eye and said, Jay, never stop asking why. Never stop asking why. I do not have to experience a negative condition any longer than I insist on it. And when I learn how to stop insisting on it and start affirming the truth of myself, the condition will change. There's nothing else it can do. Why? Because I am the process. Everybody say, I am the process. The handout I gave you this morning, The Truth of My Being. Listen to it very carefully. Listen to the first paragraph. If you've got it in your hand, say it with me. And listen to the lesson. I never write a treatment that is not a lesson within the treatment itself. Absolute existent truth is everything. Say it with me. Absolute self-existent truth is everything. There is God and nothing else. This truth is the wonder of my way. Today I go to the core of everything in my world and discover the spirit of truth itself. And what is that spirit? That spirit is your spirit. It's not something you have to earn or gain or get from somewhere else. Everyone say, when I arrived, it arrived. I now wake up and realize what I am. You know what you are? A mighty moving power of God. Okay. A mighty moving power of God in action. Now that's not something to think about, that's something to think as. Think as a mighty moving power of God would think. Say the second paragraph with me. This love-filled awareness is the essence of my nature. The principle of perfection as me frees me from any doubt, fear, or false sense of negative self-identification. Positive fulfillment in every area of my life gives birth to the right interpretation of the eternal goodness in every relationship in my life. I am perfect. Even as the power within me is perfect, I celebrate my awareness of the whole universe, the thing itself. I am filled with the understanding of the creative cause of greater good and honor it as my reality. I honor it as my reality. Today, I love myself so much that I can love you. I love myself so much that I can love my body, every cell of my body, every fiber of my being, the doctor, the medicine, the banker, the business, the product, the life I live in, the community I live in, my neighbors, my friends. I know the truth of me is God in action. And I know it is also true of everyone, everywhere. Let's affirm together as we close the last paragraph. The wholeness of spirit is the health of my body and world. I change my consciousness, renew my thinking, give thanks, and let the positive reshaping of my life be my wonderful way. How many are ready to do it? Say it with me. I let the positive reshaping of my life be the wonder of my way, the wonder of my wonderful way, the wonder of my healthy way, the wonder of my happy way, the wonder of the way I deserve by right of consciousness. It is the Father's good pleasure to give us all the kingdom. We accept it with love, and we recognize that what we're opening is the gift of ourself to this thing called life. That is total wellness. It is yours. It always has been. It always will be. Be the now in action, knowing it, and things change for the better. That's all it can do, and it's good enough to be true. Let it be your way. Namaste. I honor you today. Thank you.